Yo, yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Professor Pippins, back in here, being on I Trade the Agent, trying to get active, trying to get live. Yeah. So we just dropped the weekly recap. Why is this? Anyway, we just dropped the weekly recap of what we've done so far this week. And what I wanted to kind of do now is just no, don't. What I want to do is go back and just kind of show, kind of outline a few things. I don't know who this video potentially could help. It probably could help me, if not anybody else. But just want to go back and show the analysis, the breakdown. Not so much like the weekend analysis, but I want to do bar replay mode. We're currently in bar replay now of the week that just passed. Kind of identifying from top to bottom, um, where price action was, where it went, and how you could potentially get active within the market. So looking at this price section overall, this is the daily chart here. As you can see, price action is just big bearish. For me, the way I identify levels is based off of structure. What else? Structure, supply and demand, support, resistance, all that good shit. What I'm looking at is where was price action going? Where did it reject or continue from? And then what did it do after that? So as we look from way back in over here, we had the high to the low, lower high, lower low. It shifted. So potentially, once I would have saw this price action, I would have been looking for buys. We pulled back, so probably would have got active on some buys. We pushed up. These candles here did not break the high looking left. That would have been critically important to me, which kind of also points out that since this low point in the market did not cause the break of daily structure, now you do got 4 hour and 1 hour structure being broken right up and through here, but the push up here overall in the higher time frame scale did not break higher time frame structure. So potentially this area down here could turn into liquidity. And as you can see, price action did not close above, and we came down and we swept below that low. So at this point now, I'm back identifying bearishly from this high all the way down to this low. Bearish, price action bearish, structure bearish, everything. So this would be my new lower high area right up in here. Price action retraced, and then we broke this low here, right here, with this price action here. So this is my new high to my new low, so on and so forth. High to the low, lower high, lower low. Why didn't I pick this high? Well, this high didn't break structure looking left. Let me make it bigger for all the people in the back, because we can come down into now price action where we are now. So we got the high to the low. I didn't pick this high because this high didn't break structure. It was actually this high. So lower high, new lower low, breaking structure looking left, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower than this high, lower low, potentially new high, two potentially new lower high, didn't break structure. So we're still within this range where we got this yellow line to the bottom of this yellow line. So high to the low, spread that thing on out. From here, this is where it gets a little tricky. This is where it becomes where you have to depend on your experience as far as marking 4 hour and 1 hour time frame structure. Because just looking at this, you say with the high to low, this potentially could be a new lower high. I wouldn't want this area as my 4 hour resistance, simply because price action has so far to go to fill that range or break out of that range if you're looking for it to go bullish. And then well, at this point, you're pretty close to the bottom if you're looking for it to go short. But this is where I just identified this area here as my new 4 hourly high. And then when you come down to the 4 hour time frame, you can kind of see, from that daily time frame high to the low, potential lower high failed to create. But when you come down to the 4 hour time frame, you do see structure from the hourly time frame that has begun to print. And once price action pushed above this structure right here, that's what causes me to identify this high and this low as a new 4 hour structure. This structure here is bearish. This structure here is bullish. I don't want to be marking up on bearish price action, bearish structure when price action is pushing or shifting potentially to go bullish. So from here, 4 hour low, 4 hour high, all this price action in the middle is internal. This is the range. I take it a step further and identify hourly supports and resistance, just because it kind of helps my eyes to see once the level gets broken, and I can see, okay, where should we be going to next? So looking at this, we got the 4 hourly low, 4 hourly high. Based off of the hourly, I would say high to the low, breaking structure looking left on the hourly time frame. I know it says 4 hourly right up there, but the structure, the levels and the price section in between the high and the low is the hourly structure for me. So high to the low, breaking structure here, pull back, lower high, lower low, push up. Now, this push up broke this little bit of high right over here from this bullish candle. So now on the hourly, I would be identifying bullishly. So sometimes I draw all this information in, sometimes I don't, simply because I can just see it looking at the charts. If I'm actually getting ready to strike on something and hop in the market, and I will put it on. But if I'm just doing like a weekend analysis, sometimes I won't put it on. Only when I go down to the lower time frames, if things look real choppy, real staticky, is when I will add that on. So then when you go to the hourly time frame, you can now see those lower highs and lower lows start to create within the trend. So we get the high to low, lower high, lower low, push above. It didn't close above, but it did wick above. In my eyes, wicks count, so they wouldn't be on the chart if they wasn't needed. You don't see any other random ass shit on the chart. So all you see is candle bodies and you see wicks. So wicks count to me. So now the hourly has shifted bullish. We pulled back, haven't broke the low. So for me, coming into the week, I want to be looking for bullish price action. Even though the daily and the weekly was pointing bearish, the 4 hours shifted bullish in my eyes. So I'm going to see if the hourly, it has shifted bullish. So I'm looking for the 15-minute to shift bullish. If it does, then I'm taking buys. If it don't, then I might look for a small shortened position. It all kind of depends on what happens in the moment. But currently, right now, this is how I will start the week off. I would also go out and identify the London, simply because I'm only looking for any of these setups to play out up into the London session. Once the London session passes, it's a new game. Refresh your charts, knock it down, reanalyze, go from there. Why? Because the market goes from Asian to Asian. But when the New York session comes in, it all kind of depends on what the Asian session and the London session did. And then you can pretty much identify what the New York session is going to do. So right now, we're getting ready to hit the play button, opening up the Asian session. Once we get to the London session, I'll identify what the Asian session did, what the London session did, and what I think the New York session is going to do. So right here, if we close above this red box here, which is a 15-minute resistance, I will be looking for buys back into this 1 hour support. 1 hour resistance. And if we come in here and exhaust into this level, I will look for shorts back into the daily low, which is right over here. So two possible scenarios. We gonna hit the play button and we gonna see what's gonna happen here. So boom. Let me slow it down just a little bit so we can kind of talk through things. We immediately come up, open the Asian session bullish, push into that red zone we kind of had identified as a 15-minute resistance. And we pushed into it, we didn't close into it, we didn't close above it. So once I would have saw this 15-minute candle print right here at 7 o'clock, I would have been bumping on down to kind of see what type of price action on a 15-minute chart am I getting. So on the 15-minute, we got a high with a new higher low, higher high back into that level. Then we printed bearish. Once I saw that bearish print, I probably would have went on down even further to kind of just look at higher high, higher low structure sequence, and then see where I potentially could identify shorts from, or where I could potentially identify buys from. So as we're doing this move up here, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So from, if I want to take shorts, I want to see price action start to close below there. Because we have pushed into this red zone, if I want to see buys, I want to see price action close above there because we have pushed into this red zone. Then I'll get rid of that. And then price action has already kind of played out. So at this point, I would be late on the entry as far as shorts because I got my two areas where I want to see price action go. And we went bearish and we closed below here. So potentially I probably would have in real time, I would have been watching this. So we got down here, we closed bearish. As soon as this next candle would have broke that low, I would have been in there like swimwear. Yeah, with the shorts. Stops would have been right above. And then, like I said before, we would have been targeting that daily low. Now, I do see, what is this ratio? 1 to 3.54. Now, this is 31 pip take profit, 9 pip stop loss. Along the way, because we identified from the higher time frames, we've got this 1 hour support right here. So if I see price action come down and stall out at that 1 hour support, I'm probably about to start taking profits. I'm not going to sit and let price action drop into that level, 15 pips, nice right size, lot size. I'm not going to sit and watch price action come into this level, start to exhaust, roll over bullish, and then come stop me out. I'm not going through that. So for me, if we come down here and start to exhaust, I'm taking profits. If it shoot through, then we let that thing run. That's pretty much how I run it. And yeah, we're gonna see how this play out. Where the play button at? There we go. Let's see what happens. Like I said, I look for these type setups all the way up into the London session. So if we get stopped out or if we hit TP, we will stop it next at the London session. Let's walking here. At this point, I would have had my Asian high and my Asian low already identified. Once we tap into the London session, I'll go ahead and identify that. So then we'll move on through. So generally, I'm on the charts from about 7 to 11. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock. So I would have been off the charts, probably right back up in here. So at this point, I would just let the trade run, close my terminal, go and do some things. I might peek back into it until I went to sleep. But right now, would have been up 7 pips. Not bad for a Sunday night. So we just watching. We have to speed that thing up one more time. I wish there was a middle speed between 1 and 3 because this shit is terribly slow. 3 is too fast. 1 and 2 damn slow. All right, pushing into the London. Ooh, big leakage. Cool. So if I was awake, if I was at a chart, I would have a decision to make at this point, simply because we're into the London session. The setup I was looking for did not go and smash TP. At this point, I could trail stops. I could take profits. Let's see. It's not giving me what I thought I was going to get at current price. We up 8 pips. Some people let trades run from here. Some people get nervous and get out. It all kind of depends upon you at that point to say, okay, well, I thought we was gonna get some leakage to the downside. We came back into an area of resistance. We stalled out. We kind of had a break and a retest right into the London session. So I mean, we could let it run down into the New York session. We could see some more continuation to the downside. It could reverse and go back to the top side. But at this point, it'll be pretty much up to the traders themselves to say, okay, I'm gonna stay in or I'm gonna get out. Me personally, I think when I had this trade, I got out during the New York session as it came back into this 1 hour support. It might have went a little bit lower. I don't remember. Let me see if I took pictures of that thing. Yeah. So this is what it was from the week. As soon as we broke that low, like I was talking about earlier, hopped in. This is UCAD. This is the actual trade where I hopped in at 0.15. And then we actually, pushed a little bit. This is the London Open, that big ass candle. So we actually did push below, and I was still in at 0.15. So yeah, I don't think I have any more updates past that. So we'll hit that play button. So for the most part, the Asian session kind of gave you some consolidated movement, moving left to right versus up and down. So the London is going to be kind of hard to predict what the London is going to do. Generally, Asian session goes left to right. I'm looking for the London session to either liquidate the top or the bottom, and then the New York potentially to start the new trend that we're looking for. So at this point, what, bro? Okay, thank you, sir. At this point, little consolidation areas right here. Let me delete that and do better. Get rid of this. I'm gonna use the box tool. So right here, we got the consolidated area right here. That thing white. And that's pretty much what price action is. We are now into the London session. So going into New York, I would wake up and see, okay, well, the Asian session consolidated, the London session liquidated the downside, and then it started pushing bullish. So during New York, I would look for bullish continuations, or the London session licked the top side, grab liquidity from the top side. We got all these equal flat highs right over here. So now we probably can look for continuation shorts during the New York session. It all kind of depends on how price action sets up. But as we hit that play button, I think I'm gonna push up to 3. Yeah. Let me go ahead and identify the New York because I don't really know what happens because I was not paying attention to all that goodness. New York. All right, cool. So then we hit the play button. So bing, bang, boom. Push, push, push. At this point, I think I'm already out of the trade. But bam. Okay, so now we got that consolidation during the Asian. The London session came down, looked like it was grabbing liquidity from the downside. So during the New York session, the mind frame is consolidated through the Asian. London session pushed down. We want to see if New York session is now going to start a trend to the top side or if it's going to continue to trend to the downside. And me, generally, I wouldn't be back on the charts all the way back until the next Asian session, which would be right way back in over her. Open. Look at that thing go. Grab that liquidity from the downside and just scoot it up to the top side. I trade the agents, so I let all this price action play through, and then hit that pause button. So bam, I bump back out to my higher time frame. I say, okay, I got into a trade last night. I let that thing run. And it looked like it pushed for about 30 of them things. We came down, we opened up bullish, rejected that 15-minute area. This has already been retested and broken, so we can get rid of that information. We said once price action got above that 15-minute area, then we was gonna push into this hourly resistance. It did exactly that. So that information can be deleted. But now, let's go ahead and adjust everything else. This would be into the Monday, Tuesday's London, and then Tuesday's NY. So now we high, low, lower high, new lower low. So basically, this would be my structure most recently broken. Template. Yeah, there. This would be my new hourly high that broke structure looking left and caused a new hourly lower low, still within the 4-hour range. At this point, I don't know that I would have been looking for buy simply because we broke structure on the hourly and we were now looking more bearish than bullish, especially coming back into this 1-hour resistance and starting to go back to the downside. So coming into the Asian session here, I probably would have been in the middle. Probably been looking to short more than I would have been looking to buy, but we're gonna see what had happened is. I'm gonna start it off slow because I want to be able to identify my Asian range. We'll bump down to one per second. Generally by 7:30, 8 o'clock, I want to have that Asian range identified. I can't exactly tell you what criteria I use to identify that Asian range. Besides, I do it by 7:30, 8 o'clock. But based off of this price action, this would be my Asian low. I can tell you, it just cost you some money. You had to come pay for that. But Asian low, my new Asian high, right over there. And then we look at the time down at the bottom is 8:30, so somewhat of a valid range so far created. Now, based off of this Asian range, the shorts look a little shaky. Price action during the New York session went bullish. We came down, found support, and then we started to roll over bullish during the Asian. So if I was going to take shorts, it would be very dynamic risk type shorts, very small lot size, not putting the whole house on anything because that thing could continue to the top side. We have somewhat rolled over bullish on the 15 minutes. So at this point, I think we probably should just sit out because we don't have confirming evidence now. If we close below this low, then possibly we could start to form some shorts. Because at that point, we would have high, low, fail to create, break a structure, pull back, and then we could continue to see some shorting out to the downside. But go ahead and hit that play button. And look at that. Back above that Asian high. Yeah. Continue to go bullish. Yeah, would have got smoked on some shorts if we hopped in early. At this point, what time it is? Right at 12 o'clock. Yeah, I've probably been off the charts right now because I probably would have been looking for the shorts. The shorts didn't play out, so I probably would have walked away from the charts because I want bearish price action. Bearish price action is not setting up; it's going bullish. I wouldn't believe in the buys at this point because we went high, low, lower, high, lower, low. This would be conflicting price action to me. So when I see stuff like that, I'm just, nah, I'm good. Go ahead and do your thing, and then I'll come back on the next New York session. So now we would wake up the next morning and we say, okay, the Asian session went bullish. Now the next thing to look out for is what did the London session do? And we are big bullish. Did the London session continue the Asian trend, or did it come down and break structure? And now we could potentially, did the London session provide a pullback? All right, so we're now into the London session. Asian session went big bullish. London session did offer a retracement back into some type of support right in up here on the 15-minute time frame for all the people in the back who can't see this. Now, if I was a New York session trader, based off of the knowledge that I have, I probably would be looking for the buys. I probably would be looking for buys. We higher highs and higher lows, pull back, failed to break the low looking left. Template, 15-minute entry. And I'm looking for the buys because we came down, we're lower high, lower low, but we have now broken above that structure. So now we're back bullish, kind of in line with the 4-hour trend. So if I was going to take buys from here, what I would want to see is price action get above the current 15-minute high, which is something like right over her. And I would target back in over into supply looking left, or just the 4-hour high. Shorts, I meant not shorts, the damn stops would be tricky. I would probably start off with that customary 20 and just let it run like that. 1 to 1.4. Not a bad ratio, but we're looking for scalps. Not looking to go long term. Like we said, Asian session went bullish. London session offered a retracement, found support. Now we're looking to see if price action gonna get back up out of that thing, back to the top side. So hit that play button. Let's see what happens. Once it breaks this high, then we're looking to be in the trade at 663. So not in the trade yet, not in the trade yet. So all this price action is irrelevant. Not in the trade yet. Probably what spread you probably would have got tagged in right there. Still not in the trade. This is why I don't trade New York session, because you got that floppy funkiness that will jam you up if you ain't right. Still not in the trade. And then we back to the Asian session. So at this point, trade did not get entered. Maybe depending on your broker, the spread might have entered you in, and you might have just took an L right here. But what I would have been looking for was a close above here to market execute. That didn't happen, so that one pretty much wouldn't have played out or held up simply because we didn't close above. Now we are off and into, what is this, Tuesday? Yep, Tuesday's Asian session. Let's go 8 o'clock, and then we got right her going into Tuesday's Asian session. So we would have had one win here. Potentially got trailed out. What we do see now is this hourly structure here has been broken. And then we got the push. We didn't break until here. I would bump all the way back out to the hourly to kind of identify this. So I would identify, let's see here. Probably all the way back up to the top right here. 4-hour, let's see. Did it reset? What happened just now? What the hell was that? I don't know. But yeah. All right. So hourly new high, hourly high. Back into the Londons where we look for the setups to take place up until got a 1-hour resistance. We're using this low all the way up into this high because as price action push up, this push didn't cause a break. We pulled back. This push did cause a break, but the retracement here didn't break any structure looking left. So this is not the exhaustion phase. I mean, this is not the final point of this higher time frame push. This is actually it here simply because we broke structure on the 15 minutes. So that's why this is my new Asian 1-hour high to the 1-hour low. Coming into the Asian session here, we are now bullish on the hourly, still within that 4-hourly range that we marked from last week. I still don't really know what I'd be looking for here. Probably more lenient towards the buys. So what I would do in situations where I don't really know what I want to do, how I want to get in, where I want to get in, I generally let that Asian high and Asian low set up first. Hit that play button. and then I make a decision based off of what I see from the Asian high, Asian low. I generally watch and just kind of peep in up until about 7:30. What time we at now? This is 7:45. One more. All right. So at this point, I don't really like the way this price action is here to be seeing I have an Asian high and an Asian low. So I would bump down to the 1 minute and I would look at the price action and I would say, okay, well, okay, this is where we opened. We came down and now we're back to the top side. So potentially all I really do see is my Asian low for the most part. This is how I would identify this in real time and say, okay, price action has rolled over bullish on the lower time frames, 5 minute, 1 minute, all that good stuff. Bump back out to the 15 minute and see if there's an area of interest I can identify. If not, then I'll potentially have another skip night of trading on AU. And at this point, this is why it's somewhat good to have more than one pair in your pocket, because with this price action, I'm like, AU ain't really doing what I wanted to do, especially yesterday, Monday night's Asian session. I was looking for shorts. The buys played out. Buys could potentially play out here again, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna hit that play button and just see what happens. Oh, news. Forgot about that news. But before this candle, with this bearish print here, that would have been enough on the 15-minute chart to give me my Asian high. So right there would have been the Asian high. And then what I would have been looking for was a break or retest of either side, the Asian high or the Asian low, and then just try to pip and dip that thing. But if I knew that was news coming and I see we bullish and price action is rolled back over bullish back into the Asian session, higher highs and higher lows, probably been more lenient towards the buys. I can't tell you that I would have caught this as we play it the way it's playing now. In real time, maybe, but yeah, I forgot that that was news all freaking week this week. But yeah, ultimately there it is. Bam. So we finally get the continuation of what we would have been looking for here as we close above that 15-minute level that we was looking for like during the London session on Monday. Close above there would have been the entry, and then the target back into supply looking left. That would have actually been the move. And yeah, can't tell you that I would have caught that trade, but that's what it was. That's what it is. So we'll just let price action play on out. We have now created a new 1 hour. We've now broken above the new 1 hour resistance. And then, hey, just let that thing play out until the next New York session. Damn, look at that thing drop. So back into the New York session, we saw the Asian session push bullish. The London session push bearish, breaking structure here. So at this point, what I'll be looking for, high from new low, I'm looking for a retracement to then try to take the market lower. Even though we did push above 4 hour resistance, what I would be looking for now, I would be re-identifying this whole chart. The hourly structure would now be from this low to this high, but then since this was broken, it would then be from that high to that low. And then I'll also have to go into my 4 hour levels and re-identify the 4 hour levels because this level over here was broken to the top side. So 4 hour range would be from this low all the way to this high. Hourly range will be bearish from this high to this low. But what we can do is see, does the New York session offer a retracement to potentially take shorts? I would look at this level first to take shorts. If we break above there, my next level will be right up in here somewhere, anywhere between this little choppy price section to look for shorts. Back down to the downside. We can bring this over here. Identify a new hourly range. Like I said, I only trade the Asian session. So once the London session and the New York session go through, I do come back and re-identify and then go from there. Resistance, portfolio, delete, delete. 4 hour will be up here. The high and then the low will be down there. So it'll look like this. 4 hour support. And then that 4 hour resistance being the same exact spot the hour resistance is. Then we would have continuation buys if price action got back above there. This would turn to structural most recently broken. And that's what it would be. Inside center, bam. All right. Let's mark this correctly. That way it'd be a lot easier for our resistance. This would be deleted. And bam, that's what we would be with it. So I wouldn't do nothing up until the Asian session because I like to let New York and London price action play out. But for video purposes, I want to see if the New York session offers us a retracement to where we could potentially take some shots. Let's see that play button. Oh, no, it just came out as a straight leak. Leakage, and more leakage. So coming into the Asian session here, I would not look to do anything simply because from the Asian session to the London, you broke structure looking left. Throughout the New York session, you continue to break structure, make lower lows and lower highs on the 15-minute. So coming to the Asian session, ain't too many more options left on the table. If you was wanting to get into the move, once it broke, pulled back, this was your actual entry area right here. Continuation to the downside. Asian session, we just stroking to the downside. Only thing you can do is look for continuation shorts below the new 4-hour support area. Flash demand, which is right over here. Continuation sales below there. So only thing that would call is, come down, break through. We'd have to break. This candle hasn't broke just yet, but we'd have to break through, see if we can get some type of pull back into that level. And then once it started to roll back over, start to take those shorts. But right now, looking at this as the way it is, nah, boss, I'm definitely sitting out on AU because this is how you get cooked trying to take them continuation shorts. We ain't really broke structure yet. Yeah, this will be heartbreaking right here because you ain't got no setup. You missed out on all the good pivots during the New York session. And yet again, probably was a news release that caused all this price action to get active, get funky back to the downside. Coming into Wednesday, since we got the high low, new lower high, lower low, I would re-identify this now as the 4-hour, back into the London, as the resistance now. Bam. And we're looking to see where does that 1-hour where does the 1-hour resistance or support build up at? We do have a little 15-minute level here we can keep an eye out on to say if price action pulls back to here, then we could possibly start to frame some shorts. Otherwise, yeah, it's just a sit back and watch type deal. This is what it looks like from the hourly standpoint. This was a previous 4-hourly high to a 4-hour low. This low caused a new high, breaking structure. So we got from the 4-hourly, the new 4-hourly range is still bullish, like we were looking at before the week started. Took one trade, missed a trade, and then over here, yeah, nothing. Potentially could have caught buys here if we knew news was coming out, but it didn't really set up for us, and we missed out. So pretty much 1-0 with like 20, 30 pips in the bag right over here. And right now, we still just waiting and looking. Coming into this Asian session, pricing already leaked off before we even got any other, time, any news, any other information. So we probably just sit back and chill night. What we can look for is from where price action is now, pull back into this 15-minute level and exhaust and continue, or we can look for a deeper retracement back into hourly resistance and continue. It all kind of depends on how price action sets up at this point. We'll go ahead and hit that play button, Yonis, and see what we get. Oh, price action just leaking, so we definitely just out. We out. Can't do nothing. Price action just going lower, 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 and going down to the 15-minute time frame. You possibly could have set up something as we pull back right here. You potentially could have hopped in. I would not have hopped in because of where price action was. Generally, when you see price action break structure on the higher time frame lows, the 4-hour level here was broken, you do get these big ass retracements. And yeah, that's what I would have expected. So as soon as price action would have broke here, I would have been looking for a deep retracement coming back in. Yeah, so I would have walked away from here, probably would have pushed over to UCAD. Let's see. Asian session went bearish. We into the London session. So the Asian session broke down and came right back to where the move started from. Let's see what London does. London session went bullish. Damn it, I wish you would have stopped there. But we came back into that 15-minute level we had identified beforehand. We closed above. So at that point, as soon as price action would have closed above here, I would not no longer be looking for shorts. because this was the area that pushed us into the lows. If we were going to continue to go short, I want to see price action respect this area. We did not. We closed above. So then I would be probably looking to frame the longs. Like I said before, depending on what the Asian and London session does, you potentially could tell what the New York was going to do. The Asian session came down. By the time we got back to the London session, it was back to the starting point or the area where price action started to move during the Asian. We actually broke above that area, so we look for the retracement. And then going to the New York session, we're looking for higher highs and higher lows. Let's see what we get. And then we wouldn't have been doing anything on back until Thursday's Asian session. Monday, back into Friday, which is currently where we are now. So, what's today? Today Thursday? Is that the day? Is that where we at now? Yeah, today Thursday. This was this morning. So let's see what happened this morning. Higher highs and higher lows. Higher highs and higher lows. Bam, 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 bam. Get up in there. Boop. All right. So then we back into the Asian session. To tonight's Asian session. Now during the New York session, we continued higher high, higher low. This did push higher, so higher high, potentially new higher low. Can't tell just yet because we ain't got up out of that thing. But what I'm looking for now, because we got the high to the low with the breaking structures right backing up in here, I want to see the only thing based off of tonight's price action, only thing I only setup I would probably trust would be just to draw like fibs in and then see if we can get a retest back into this hourly level we had identified from before. Outside of that, I probably wouldn't do too much of nothing. How I would take the trade, short position, I would be looking for shorts because we broke structure looking over here. Entry would be somewhere right up in here, and then stops above the 70%. When we got back above there, then we're probably gonna keep going. 21 pip stop. First targets will be back into that new low that we just created for 1 to 3.24 risk to reward. And we just see how it sets out. If we, like I said before, on the previous video, we did the weekly results. If we came back up in here and gave some price action like this, then yeah, your boy is hopping in tonight and then gonna try to attack them lows to the downside. But it all depends on how price action sets up. And then we can just hit the play button until where price action is now, which is right there. So back into current price action. So based off of that, like I said, one trade potentially could have smashed up something over here, missed out. No, yeah, this one didn't tag us in through the New York session. This is where we could have smashed up something, missed out. Asian session back over here. Not a whole bunch of nothing. Would have definitely just skipped over here. And then we back into tonight's Asian session. So yeah, that's pretty much how I analyze and move throughout the week. There's a lot of moving parts, but once you learn to identify structure from the higher time frames on down, and you identify key time frames that you're looking for critical information to tell you what you want to do next, it becomes a lot easier. When you see this for the first time, or you watch this video for the first time, or you see all these different colors, and it's gonna look retarded. It's gonna look like Chinese checkers. But the more and more you identify the same way, the more and more you identify the same way that is actually correct and the market is moving in that direction in your favor, the more and more easier it becomes, the less stuff that you have to put on these charts to where it's not so cluttered. So that's what we at waiting for tonight. If you're watching the video, hit that like button for your Brad. I greatly appreciate it. If you don't want to, that's on you. But I appreciate that. You got any comments? Hit them comments. You got any questions? Hit them comments. Outside of that, I'm about to slide. It's hot as a motherfucker, and the game about to come on. So I'm up out of that thing.